Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 with Zebu Nation. This is Loser to Legend with CLYDE FC, and today we have for you the quarter season update for Season 7 in Ladbrokes League 1. So let's get things started, get things rolling, take a look at the competitions. Where are we at? Well, after 9 games, we're sitting solidly in second place, looking pretty good. We got 5 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses, a total of 17 points, and a plus 12 goal differential, the best goal differential in the entire league. So we're playing well, we're scoring goals, we're looking good. So that's okay. We're just 2 points behind Brecon, and we faced these guys many times in the past, so we know that we can at least play with them. And yeah. So it's looking pretty good. It's kind of surprising. Queen's Park down here in last place. Forfar is down there. I really hate playing Forfar. I can't stress that enough. We'll look at that in a minute as to why, but I really do hate them. But anyway, everybody else is pretty much where they're figured to be. Wraith and Peterhead are up near the top. Stranraer is also there. So we got some work to do, but we've done pretty good work so far. So let's run down the checklist real quick and run things through. Under 20s, of course, not much is going on. We still have our top prospect, Stephen Milne, whatever, central defender. Then our next best prospect, Kevin Campbell, still looking okay. He's fine, whatever. And then the rest of things are sort of barren. Not a lot of top prospects after those 2 guys. So we got issues with the under 20s. Financially, still bad. Still terrible. We're now £500,000 in debt. That's awful. We had a little bit of a month there in September. We gained a little bit of a profit, but now we're back negative here in October. But October has just begun. It's only October 6th. We've only made £240 of income this month, so we'll work on that and try to possibly make another profit for a second month in a row. I don't know if that's possible, but we'll give it a shot. Board-wise, obviously they don't care. Board confidence, club finances, 100%. They are loving life. More debt is what they're all about. They're the king of debt. Like, some president of some nation that we won't mention. But anyway, they like our leadership support. They like our locker room atmosphere. All that stuff is good. Let's see. Competition performance. They're loving life for League 1. Board is pleased that you're currently on course to reach the promotion playoffs, which is what they want. Scottish Cup, of course, they're reserving judgment on that because we haven't played any games. They're pleased that we attempted to be competitive. Okay, I'm glad that that's what they wanted. And then Iron Brew, they're pleased that we reached the 3rd round because that's all we were expected to do, so that's good. And then here's something I haven't really looked at before. Match performance, to see how how the players are getting on in the matches, and these are the players they're looking at. Obviously, Miller, Peters, King, Glover, Antoniazzi, Sinclair, Gorman, Potts, and Critchley. Why they chose those guys, I'm not sure, but those are the only guys on the list. But what's funny is over here in the details, Mark believes the fans appreciate that Darren Miller's excellence in tackle is a huge asset to the team. This is all about what Mark thinks, and I'm not exactly sure who Mark is. Mark isn't a board member. We don't have any board members named Mark. We got Nori and David. So is Mark one of our assistant coaches? I don't think so. I guess he could be Mark Wilson. Hopefully it's Mark Wilson and not just some random like Mark from the supporters section or whatever. So we'll go with that. We'll go with Mark Wilson. Anyway, we got some pretty good performances here. The only one that's kind of disturbing a little bit here is Joe Gorman. Despite his generally acceptable overall performance, his questionable performance in cup competitions. So, whatever. Picky. All right, let's move on. Club. Looking okay. League 1. I like this trend, okay? When we took over, it's been nothing but an upward trend. Up, get promoted. We're still going up. So, if we're a stock, we're definitely, this is a stock you invest in right here. No huge gains and huge losses or anything like that, but just steady advancement and improvement. So we're looking good. We're on track to improve this record again, to go up, maybe even take a little bit of a higher tick and get promoted again to the championship. That would be nice. But anyway, overall, we're looking really good, really strong. Transfers. Not a lot has happened with transfers, but something has happened. Let's take a look at our released players. And as you can see here, we released a couple of players in August. Charlie Mulgrew, get out of here, 24-year-old central midfielder. He's a pretty decent player. Lots of speed, pace, acceleration, decision-making, passing, first touch. Pretty decent guy. But we got a lot of guys just like him, and he was complaining about playing time, so he was starting to upset the locker room, so we just got him out of there. See you later, Charlie. Same with Cammy Russell. Winger/striker, pretty decent player. Passing, penalty taking, off the ball, teamwork, composure. Decent pace anyway. He was a backup winger for us, and he was complaining about playing time, and he couldn't beat out Leach. Leach is performing way too well. He was causing problems in the locker room. Get out of here. We mutually terminated both of their contracts. So, get out of here. Scouting competitions, medical center. We don't really have many issues in the medical center. We're looking okay here. The one problem we have is Andy Dallas. Bruised head. He keeps getting head injuries, concussions, stitches, all that kind of stuff in his head. He keeps sticking his head where it don't belong, apparently. I don't know what's up with him. But I am concerned because he's starting to be a bit of an injury risk. Although right now his injury susceptibility is below average, so that's okay. But it's kept him from being fit at all this season. He just keeps getting injured. So we got issues there with him. Anything else? Dynamics. Talked about that dynamics for a moment. We only have one player with a concern, and that's El Buzetti. Got to get that right. El Buzetti. He wants more first-team soccer, and we're going to give it to him because he's kind of an influential player, and he's kind of a good player, and I don't see a reason why not, at the moment, to give him more first-team soccer. Hierarchy, we're looking pretty good. We've dropped a little bit in terms of leadership. Miller is now the lone team leader. Cudahy has dropped down because he lost his captaincy. Leach has moved up because he's an assistant captain. And but other than that, we're looking pretty good. 20 player support. Only 9 have no opinion of us. 0 players oppose you, as it should be. Social groups looking good. Miller down here only has one friend this season in Jay Gorman. I guess that's okay. So social secondary group B. These are the guys who are on loan from just our guys from on loan. So I guess the loanies will stick together. Happiness-wise, we're all green. Super green. Everybody's happy. A little bit concerned. There's El Buzetti. A little bit concerned, but we'll deal with him shortly, so that's no problem. All right, now let's take a look at the schedule. How have we done? How we got here? Well, you saw that first opening victory versus Sterling. That was an outstanding victory. Get us off on the right track. And we had a 1-1 draw versus Forfar. I hate playing these guys. It was very sort of defensive back and forth battle. We had kind of the opposite versus Peterhead, 2-2 draw, but a lot more exciting, a lot more goals scored. They got up on us early, Ian Smith and then Ross Ferguson in the 71st minute, and then we came back with 2 late goals, Critchley and Miller in the 88th minute. Look at all the yellow cards we had booked. So it was a very physical, a lot of tackling game. We scored late, and that is kind of what we've been doing this season, scoring a lot of late goals. Speaking of late goals, we got the ultimate in late goals. In the Iron Brew Cup, second round versus Airdrie, we had a comfortable 4-1 win, right? No, not very comfortable because it's 4-1 in extra time. Look at these goals. Look at how late these goals are. It was a boring, sort of grudging affair for the first 70 minutes. And then Airdrie gets a lucky goal, and then we got to pour it on. We got to, like, turn on the juice in the second half. So let's get to those goals and show you some of these highlights just to spruce things up a bit. But yeah, the late goals, I think we have to, go attacking from the start and not mess around. So here it is, 71st minute. Airdrie sort of, building things up, getting forward. Jardine forward to Duthie, and he just sort of knocks one off our goalkeeper, Wilson. And, we were playing a lot of reserves in this game, predicting to beat them. But here's Leach in the 94th minute. We're desperately trying to tie it up, and there's Zata, our midfielder, with the score. Look at that. And that sends us into extra time. And in extra time, we pretty much just blitz them. Leach gets it to Potts. Potts looking ahead, looking. Finally gets it forward. There's King on the back line. They can't stop him. Easy goal. So that puts us up, but there's still two halves no matter what. So here we are, 104. Ahead to Leach. Leach with the nice cross back post to King. King can't handle it. He has to send it back to Potts, who heads it in. That gives us a nice 2-goal cushion. But we're not done yet. 111th minute, Murray bombs it downfield. The young central defender gets it to Potts, and then Potts, easy, wide open goal to King. Could have been a better pass, but you know what? King finishes it easily. And there we go. They just couldn't handle us in that second half. And before we leave this game, I want to look at something real quick. After 120 minutes, look at their team. Their team is dying. 44%, 59, 47, 46%. They're just exhausted. And look at our team. Our lowest guy is 61%. And he wasn't even a sub. Look at all the guys who were subs, still in 80% range. So we were just so much more fit than these guys. And I think the reason for that is a little off-season move we made. We got the ownership to grant us another coaching position, and we used it to hire a second fitness coach because our players had complained a little bit about fitness. So where is training? There's training. So we went out there, and we got, actually what we did is we promoted Stefan Dahl. We promoted him from physio up to fitness coach. He's making a nice salary now, £10,000. But he's got 12 fitness, 12 determination, only 8 motivating. But that 12 fitness has really helped us. And that let us move Ian Gibson just to working on aerobic. So our guys are getting stronger. Our guys are getting fitter. And I think it's paying dividends this season. You're seeing it with the late goals that we're getting. And, blowing teams away in extra time. So I think that was a good investment. Up next, we beat Queen's Park 3-0 in just a laugher there. Antoniazzi had a really nice game. 2 goals, one in the 12th minute, then one in the 38th minute. And this was an interesting match. I guess we'll show the goals here. Because we finally took Miller off of penalty kicks. And we put Antoniazzi there, and look at this. His first game as a penalty kick taker, and he scores one. So I think just Miller is an indirect kick man only. But anyway, here's Antoniazzi again. Deflected goal and in for his second goal, sort of. They didn't give it to him. They counted it as an own goal. So that's why when this happens, Gorman up to Potts. Potts sends it forward. Antoniazzi makes the run, gets the goal. Should have been a third, should have been a hat trick, but they didn't give him that second goal. So unfortunate for Antoniazzi. But he was our best signing last season, and now he's finally paying off this season, integrated with the club and playing well. We beat Brecon 3-1, looking good. We had a bit of a loss there versus Stranraer, 1-0, another sort of boring slug-it-out affair. We couldn't come back this time. They scored in the 55th minute. We had mostly our starting team in there. Gone back to the diamond formation. The diamond has been doing well for us, but not so good there. Brecon 3-1 pretty good. Dakota King with 2 goals. Lockheed got in there with a goal. And again, we had switched things up a little bit. Gone to a 4-4-2. No, that's Brecken. We went to the diamond formation again. And but this time we had Lockheed in at the advanced playmaker. I was going to say 4-4-2. We've never run that. Anyway, Lockheed at the advanced playmaker role, and this time he had a good game. So it seems like whoever we're putting at that advanced playmaker role is playing pretty well right now. Then after that, we played a very interesting game in the Iron Brew Cup versus Inverness. 2-3, but we made a game of it. We played pretty good. Inverness is a premiership team, and they knocked us out. But we gave them all they could want and more. Now they got up on us early, and I think they sort of cruised in the second half, but we managed to make them nervous. A pretty decent crowd here. Cudahy with an awful clearance, and they take advantage of it for the first goal. So I think that changed a lot of things. That made it so we had to press forward a little bit. And now here they are getting a lot of free kicks. Here's Thompson with an easy goal. They got a ton of free kicks, a ton of corners in this first half as we were trying to, push things and tackle hard and get the ball back. There's another set piece. Dykes sends it out wide. Sheaf sends it back post, and there's just a winner by McMillan. So they're up 3-0 right now. They're cruising, they think. 42 minutes, though. Barry to Miller, who bombs one ahead. Peters gets behind the defense. Great shot here, short side. We managed to get one back before halftime, so they can't just, shut it down on us. And then early in the second half, Lockheed gets it to King. King out wide to Finlayson. Finlayson sends it back post, and there's Peters again for his second goal. Just rises up like a target man. So for the last, 40 minutes of the game, it was really close and really tight, and we played them really well, just couldn't get that equalizer. So I was happy about that. Then we lost to Wraith 2-0, and this sort of changed things a little bit because we're still in the diamond, and we couldn't generate anything. We couldn't get any offense going. And we lost 2-0, and I wasn't really excited about how we were playing. It seemed like people had figured out the diamond, and they were playing wide against us, and it wasn't working out. So for the next 2 games, I decided let's go to the old 4-2-4 and let's start attacking. We got a lot of strikers. We got 4 really good strikers. So let's throw them out there and see what happens. And what happened is 5-0 versus Dumbarton. We just crushed them. Critchley with a hat trick. Zada with a goal. Leach with a goal in extra time. It just dominated them start to finish. And look at our top players up here. This also lets us get El Buzetti in the game, who is wanting playing time. So we sort of, kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. Leach playing so well. He's an academy player. He doesn't look that great, but you know what? He's got it where it counts. And I guess that's what's important, especially when he gets the ball to Critchley, who's got 3 goals on the day. So that's pretty good. And then we came back and we blew out Sterling 4-0. Same sort of situation. Critchley, 2 goals. Potts with a goal. Leach, 7.7 rating. He did get injured, but played so well. Zata and Sinclair in the midfield, also playing very well together. Defense played outstanding. Davies, Glover, Lindsay. Smith maybe not so well. We subbed him out for Gorman. And we're just doing really well in this 4-2-4. So I want to keep that going and see how it goes. See how far we can go with the 4-2-4. And so we're going to play today's game versus ALLOA in the 4-2-4. Of course, we're starting to form some partnerships up the middle. Central defense, midfield, and attackers all have nice little partnerships, so that's good. Now, this is similar to what I'm doing with my MLS save with the Impact. But it's not quite the same because we don't have the Segundo Volante and we don't have the athleticism in the midfield. So we might be a little bit weak in the midfield in this formation. But we're a little bit weak in the midfield anyway. That's why we signed all those midfielders, just to see who can play. So we sort of put our best athletic midfielders in there and just see what they can do, and they've been responding. Leach, fitness not required, not fully fit, and should be monitored. So we might need to find somebody to play out on that left wing. Team selection. So Leach can play, but can Zubaidi move over? Yeah, he can move over. You know who's been playing really well at winger, bringing him off the bench, is Antoniazzi. I can't explain it. He's not really fit out there as a winger, but I guess just as our best player, he just sort of plays really well out there. And he sort of acts as an extra playmaker out on the wing, so that helps us out. So we're going to do that. We're going to submit that team. Give Leach a little bit of a break. We don't want him to get injured. He is still a youngster. So those youngsters can be somewhat susceptible to injuries. All right, looks like ALLOA's going with the basic 4-4-2. They got a pair of good strikers up here, apparently. Caldwell, 10 appearances, 9 goals, 2 assists. Got to watch him. Shankland, what a name for this character. 6 goals, 4 assists, so not quite as good, but he's got a much better name. Frazier out here on the wing. Highest average rating, 7.29, 3 assists. He's looking okay. Their captain is Jules down here in the defensive central area. Center defense, I guess we call that. Anyway, we are, of course, running the 4-2-4. Just been talking it up. Wilson in goal. Who the heck is Wilson? David Wilson. Okay, yeah, he's the goalkeeper we signed. It's been a while since I looked at this CLYDE FC. I've been so focused on Montreal, I kind of forgot that we signed this guy. But yes, he is a good goalkeeper. Smith, Arloni, and Lindsay on the fullback positions. Glover and Davies, they forming a nice partnership. Sinclair and Zada, 2 of our new midfielders we signed up, and they've got a nice little partnership. Zada is playing, I think, the Carolero, so he gets forward a little more, and Sinclair is playing like center midfield in defense, so he stays back a little bit more. Not quite as exciting as the Impact players, but, they're okay. As you saw, that substitution we made, Zubaidi on the left, Antoniazzi on the right. Then Potts and Critchley up front. We don't have a target man really to speak of. So we got Potts as the advanced forward. And he is... There we go. He is our most assists. 7 assists on the season. 7.53 rating. Killing it. 5 goals. That's also pretty good. Critchley. Maybe. There he is. Jordan Critchley. 8 appearances, 9 goals, 2 assists, 7.74 rating. So we just got to get this guy in more games. If he's scoring a goal a game, let's keep playing him. So dressing room, let's go. Pep talk. Show me what you can do to keep our run going. Okay, let's close down on some of those jokers. Obviously, we got to close down on their strikers. They're playing really well. I think we'll tightly mark and close down. Then the wingers, we'll just close down on them. They seem to be just sort of average at best, and then we'll wait to see what their fullbacks do. In the meantime, okay, kickoff. Let's go. ALLOA. Sounds Hawaiian, but I don't think they're from Hawaii. It's my first guess. It's probably not even pronounced ALLOA, I'm going to be honest with you. Probably like ALLOA or who knows what. But anyway, Smith ends their first highlight. And that's how it should be. Get out of here. So we want to try this attacking form. We want to get forward. Oh, I want to make sure that we are actually attacking and not like counter-attacking or something dumb. No, we're attacking. We're going forward. So I want to see if we can... Uh-oh. Craig Potts has a tight groin. Don't like that. Probably going to sub him out at halftime. We got options on the bench, so that's no problem. We got a long way to go till half, though, so he might actually pull something. Anyway, here's Lindsay. First highlight of the game. Throw into Critchley. And Toniazzi trying to be that wide playmaker. Sinclair getting a little too wide for my liking. Drops it back to Lindsay. Lindsay forward to Zata. Out wide to Antoniazzi. That's who we want the ball. They are double teaming him. He sends it to Critchley with the header. Almost gets the goal, but Gill manages to fight it off. So that's that playmaking ability that Antoniazzi has out there. He can make, something out of nothing. That's what we need. I really didn't like the way Sinclair was out of position. He was way out of position on the right-hand side. He should be playing on the left. Anyway, here's our second highlight. Gill bombs it downfield for ALLOA. Smith wins the header, though. El Buzetti gets dispossessed. Yes, he does. But Sinclair wins it at midfield. That's what he's there for. Davies bombs it downfield. Potts is going to get it with his strained groin and all. There's El Buzetti. He gets tackled again. He's not real comfortable out there on the left wing, I don't think. All right, they send it downfield, but Glover picks it up easily. Sinclair centers to Davies. Bombs it. Downfield, Critchley behind the defense. Gets the defender turned around. Oh, what a diving stop. Gill was way out of his net. We'll get a corner out of it, though. El Buzetti sends it in. That wasn't great. Might have to sub out El Buzetti here in the second half. There ends the highlight. I don't really like bringing Leach in off the bench if he's injured. We could bring King off the bench, but we might need to bring King in for the other striker, though we do have McCauley on the bench as well, who could play target man. Need to get him some more minutes. He's our youngster from our academy. Smith is going to knock it forward to Potts. Potts gets it to Critchley. That's got to be a goal. Yeah. We have 4 top-flight strikers, like I said before, and this is what we need, man. We just need goals. Goals and goals and goals. If we can just score lots of goals, attack the other team, then I think we can win and get promoted. Not going to mess around this season. If we start blowing everybody out by 4 goals, then there's not much they can do. 28 minutes down. Let's get another before half and feel a little bit more comfortable. Morrison sends it forward. Caldwell gets it out wide to Frazier. This could be dangerous. Back post, easy goal for Love. This is the other end of the equation, of course. Defensively, we can't give up tons and tons of goals. We have to be a little bit more sturdy than that. That was just our fullbacks getting sort of taken advantage of here. We tried to strengthen the fullback position this season, but just apparently it's not working. With both fullbacks getting just their pants beat off. Their fullbacks aren't doing too much better. Little 5.9 rating, that's terrible. Our guys have decent ratings at the moment, but that was their goal. They let it through. So they evened it up before half. They're going to get a free kick here, or a corner kick. Love. Davies heads it out. Nobody goes after it other than Jules for ALLOA. He's going to turn around, send it right back in. El Buzetti looked like he got a head on that. Sinclair sends it forward. Potts to Critchley. Critchley's all by his lonesome, but he sends it forward for Potts, who wasn't quite ready for that pass. Backside, Lindsay. Good job, good man. Just need a steady performance from Lindsay. Don't need anything wild and crazy. Wilson comes out well out of his goal, sends it downfield. Sinclair wins it at midfield to Critchley. Let's go. Let's make a play. Back to Sinclair, up to Zata. Potts, he's looking forward. El Buzetti. It's not what we need out of our left winger. So I think we're definitely going to make a change at left wing at halftime. Might give Leach a try at halftime. Because if he get injured, we still have King who can come in. Now, if anything happens to Antoniazzi, I don't know what we do there. Because we don't really have anybody who can play right wing currently. Other than Elbozetti, who could switch over to right wing. But we don't really want to do that unless absolutely necessary. Analysis, what are we looking at? Glover's got a bruised ankle. That's no good. Potts, tight groin. Should encourage the players to play more direct passing. I'm all about that. All right. So we got some changes to make tactically. I think direct passing is good. Work the ball in the box, good. Potts, I'm going to take him off. Going to bring in McCauley, put him at the target man. Give us a little target man in there. That could help things out. And then I want to bring Leach in on the left side for Elbozetti. Okay, so that's 2 of our subs. Maybe not exactly what we should do, but I'm doing it. And then pep talk. Not happy. Okay, so everybody was happy except for Davies. We'll give him... Appreciate the effort. You've just been unlucky. There we go. We ironed that out. So this is a new mechanic they added in with the recent update. You can now do these team talks a little bit quicker and easier with just sort of one button touch. That's good. Always improve the UI. If nothing else, it helps the user's experience and helps them feel better about your game. So if you can improve the UI, do it. That's my development advice as someone who's never developed anything in their life. All right, here we go. Zata to Davies. There we go. Ends the highlight. All right, boys. We got 1/2 of the football left to get a victory here. Let's go. 50 minutes. Let's not let them just grind it out against us the way a lot of teams have done this season. Hopefully they haven't figured out the 4-2-4 just yet, but maybe we went to it a little too early this season. They might figure it out. And it could have something to do also with the teams we play against, but honestly I don't take that into account very much. I just sort of play whatever feels good. Play what my gut tells me, and my gut is telling me to attack these suckers. Glover injured and a yellow card. We might need to take him out as our 3rd sub at the 60-minute point. It's probably a good idea. You know, maybe he got that yellow card because he's struggling and he has to make up for it. Loa's made their 2 subs. They've got an injury as well. Hasselhoff. All right, 62 minutes. Who do we got on the bench? We got Gorman on the bench. That's a fine sub. Bring him in, the big, strong kid. Well, he's not a kid. He's like 28 or something. What is he? Yeah, 29. So the big, strong veteran. Put him just on defend. And there we go. He obviously played poorly in the Cups, according to our assistant coach, but other than that, he's been pretty solid. And I like him because he's versatile. He can play left back or center back. Here we go. Throw in, near side. Sends it into the box. Nobody there, but Sinclair with a banger through the wall. Into the factory next door. All right, here's Gill with a goal kick. Sends it deep, testing our new man Gorman. He's up to the task. Morrison has it at midfield, though, for ALLOA. Sends it near side to Love. Love down the sideline. Gorman, again, well out of position, but he makes a nice play. McCauley, the target man, gets it forward to Critchley, but Critchley's dispossessed. Sends it back post, or back line. Davies is there, gets it to Wilson. Boy, we're really speeding up pace of play here. Let's see. Leach, nice win at midfield. Zata looking for someone to pass the ball to. He's got Antoniazzi down the sideline. Great cross. Critchley can't get there. Zata, though. Can he get another goal? Oh, that was wide open. My man, that was such a wide open goal. I mean, I appreciate the effort getting forward, but let's concentrate and let's take advantage of those opportunities. Coming up on the 70-minute mark here. How are the ratings looking? Pretty good. Antoniazzi a little slow, but he's made some nice crosses. They just haven't been received well on the other end. Their fullback on the right-hand side is still god-awful. R. Little, 5.9 rating. Shankland, 6.3, 6.4. They got another injury. Morrison, they're going to have to take out their whole midfield with their third substitution here. We're 1 point behind Brecon right now in the table if this draw continues. So they do make that sub finally, bring in Sutherland. Oh, here we go. Highlight Gorman. Free kick, bombs it out wide for Macaulay, the target man. Can he get there? He does. He beats Little, that terrible fullback of theirs, but he has to drop the ball all the way back to Smith. Smith settles it down to Sinclair. Sinclair to Zata. Zata to Macaulay. Macaulay to Critchley. Critchley. Oh my gosh, what was that? What are our fullbacks doing right now? I want to send Smith forward. So we'll send him on support. Lindsay, you're fine where you're at. He's not really a get forward kind of dude. But I would like a little bit more support from the fullbacks. There's a turnover. There's Smith. He's got a yellow card, but he's going to bomb it ahead. Critchley behind the defense, well behind the defense. Again, Critchley. What was that? Can I yell at him specifically? Like, Critchley, come on. You dum-dum head, let's go. Leach isn't playing too well, apparently. 6.3 rating, but I mean, Critchley apparently has 6.9 and a goal. But we need more out of him. 90 minutes gone. Here's ALLOA with a corner short side. Zata is there. But Shanklin recovers. Oh, there we go. There's Critchley. Our little talk made a difference. Sinclair, the midfielder, rushing downfield. Oh my gosh, he almost scored on the rebound. That was interesting. That's what we're looking for. A little bit of work ethic. I kind of wish that wasn't Sinclair. Kind of anybody else other than him. You know, 8 pace. He's not really getting around. Anyway, Hank Shaw. Free kick, sends it in. Davies heads it out. We're going to get to that. Critchley again. And there's time, so it doesn't matter. All right, so we motivated Critchley at the end of the match to make a couple of good plays, but just not enough. And we end up with the draw. I mean, I guess that's not the worst thing that ever happened. But anyway, don't be too hard on the team. Unlucky, boys. It wasn't our day. We scored one early, but then they shut it down on us after they got their goal. We had a couple of chances, but not much in the second half. So there we go. You know, we're looking good this season, and we're not going to mess it up this year by bringing in all the mid-season signings. If we sign anybody at midfield, it would be, I think, a miracle. So we're going to keep our hands out of our pockets, out of the board's pockets, I guess. And we're just going to go with what we got. Unless there's like devastating injuries or, I don't know, some kind of amazing player available. But I don't know. We'll see. So that keeps us in second place with 18 points. We're tied with Wraith. But we've got them on goal differential by a wide margin. Up next on the old schedule, we got kind of an easy run in the next 4 games. 4 for Queen's Park. Peterhead is okay. Stranraer is also okay, I guess. Yeah, Peterhead's in 4th position. Stranraer's in 7th, so not really. So we should win at least 3 of those games. And then we got our first round in the Scottish Cup. So that should be an easy victory there as well as we play some sort of lower division team of some kind. So we're looking good. I think, we'll come back for the normal mid-season review whenever that is, sometime around Forfar, I suppose. Take a look at them. And yeah, that's it for our mid-season update. We're looking good, playing well. Things should go smoothly. All right. Famous last words. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Who will fill your heart with pride? Dressed up in the red and black, we an L sign on the back. They've a winger and a keeper and a great big carpet sweeper. It's the bully